Hey guys, this video is for those of you who can't shoot fast enough because you spend too much time like moving the stick around. You have what we call a noisy stick. You catch the ball and maybe you're trying to finish and you got a good shot on goal and you spend too much time wiggling the stick around and twisting it around and whatever. This is a little drill that will help you, number one, seat that ball where it needs to be in the middle of your pocket for a good release, an accurate release, and get your shot off quick. So we're going to do two things. Number one, you have to learn how to, if you want to get that ball set and get cocked for your shot, you have to know how to do a cradle kind of like from here to back here. Because you can't catch, because remember, we're always catching out in front of us, right? So if we're catching out here and we want to get cocked and set as fast as possible, you got to bring your stick from where you're catching it right here to back here quickly. Well, if you're doing that without a little cradle and then back again, then what's going to happen is you catch it and you're going to bring it back here and the ball is going to fall out, right? Or you'll lose the ball and it'll roll up to the top and you take your shot, and you've seen those where it just goes way high because you're releasing from the top, you're close to your scoop. So the first thing is just a little drill like this where you're going to have the ball right here facing you. It's almost like you just caught the ball. It's like that. You whip it back. So it's like a cradle, basically a long cradle to your shot position, right? And that's how we want to practice that so we can get that ball back there quick. And you don't want to do a lot of like coming back and then doing a lot of that. Just get it from here, get it to your cocked. This is your shot motion. So it's almost like where you want to get it cocked is extended. Your chin's on your bicep, you're kissing your shoulder. So you're extended, your wrists are up high, and if there was a laser pointing out of the bottom of my shaft here, it'd be pointing right at where my target is. So in other words, I'm not going to have my stick back here, and I'm not going to have it out here. I want it right there where if I'm aiming right at the phone, it looks like you're looking down my shaft, right? That's my target. Because when I finish, I'm pulling through, and then I'm coming over, and it makes a nice little... That's how we do our vertical shot over the top, right? For accuracy. So we're practicing right now. We're just throwing the ball, catching it. As soon as I catch it, you'll see my stick come like this. I'm gonna whip it back up here, and then I want to make sure that my stick is pointing down, you know, my shaft toward my target. All right. So I'm going, catching it, bringing it back, throwing it, bring it back, bring it back. I'm checking my shaft out to make sure it's pointing at my target. Doing it again, bring it back, and you notice I'm trying to get it back here as quick as I can without losing that ball. And if I'm cradling it right from here, I'm snapping it, bringing it back like that. It's like this in slow motion. I'm catching, coming like this, pulling it back like this, and then I'm turning it again. And then my shaft is pointing, the butt end of my stick is pointing right at my target. That's how I know I have the right extension, right? My wrists are high, my hands are up, and I'm kissing my shoulder, and I'm looking down at my target. That's how I know, and you want to be bladed when you're doing this. We're not standing forward, okay? So once you practice this, and you can just do this without throwing the ball, just kind of practicing going from here, whip it back. From here, whip it back. Don't do any noise or twisting, just get it back there. Just a simple, just like that. Get that ball seated right where it needs to be in the pocket for an accurate release. That's all you're doing, okay? And then once you can get that cradle down and get it set properly, and your shaft is pointing in the right direction, your stick's up high, and you've got good extension, then practice throwing it, catching it, and then bring it back. Just like that. And then once you get a lot better at it, you can actually throw it, take a step forward, and catch it almost fully extended. I can't do it right here because I don't have the space, but that's how we get our sticks quiet, and that's how we get that ball seated, and how we learn to get rid of a shot and finish very quickly off of a feed.